Yeah. Hello, Monica. It's very nice to meet you. You're here with ATM Fox of All Time Media. How was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was nice. It was very nice, and thank you for having me. It's nice to meet you as well.
Okay. Did you eat good?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Thank you, Kensington and Philadelphia.
How old are you?
My birthday is, I think, tomorrow, maybe the next
For
day.
real?
Yes.
Okay, tomorrow is the 25th.
Yes. Okay, day after.
26
Allegedly.
is your birthday?
Yeah.
How old are you turning?
44,
44?
maybe, allegedly.
Okay, all right. Happy birthday, because I might not see you that day, but just in case I run into you, well, I don't run into you, I'm just telling you happy birthday now.
Thank you very much.
All right, where are you from, Monica?
Well, LA.
LA?
Yeah.
Los Angeles?
Yeah, there and Louisiana and la.
Okay, where did you grow up?
Time out, rewind. We didn't get this far into stuff. Technically, I don't know. My birth certificate's been amended. I did not know this until about 2 years ago.
Okay.
It says NOLA on it on the long form. It says amended. I did not know that I was part of a closed adoption. Honestly, I don't know what my damn birthday
NOLA
is.
means,
My mom's lying about everything. NOLA is supposed to stand for New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yeah.
But the problem is on the long form, it's supposed to be spelled out. Also, it does not have the comma between the N-O and the L-A. Also, it's just missing an E for alone. The E in N-O-L-A and A-L-O-N. It's the same word, just backwards in the mirror and missing the E. NOLA, like no, L-A. It's been a big old fucking lies, man, I'm trying to tell you. I have no zip code written in on my birth certificate and no location for place of birth.
Oh, okay.
It's all been a big fat Whopper from Burger King.
Big Whopper.
It
Yeah.
wasn't a little white lies, big old fat Whopper.
So what was your childhood like then?
Yep.
Oh, one second, the train.
Hey, doctor.
So what was your childhood like?
Well, honestly, I don't remember too much of my childhood. What I remember of it was, well, pretty depressing. I grew up in the shadow of my sibling who had allegedly drowned, my big brother. That was a big old fat lie too. I've been wading through lies, and I don't have much memory. We didn't get this far in my background. But all I can do is honest, so fuck it. It's what it is.
How were you treated by your parents, or did you have other guardians?
I grew up with only my mom, and she did the best she could as a single mom. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, she was not given the opportunity to have parents herself, and did not know too much about motherhood.
Right.
And also, she was very she's got mental health problems herself, and very borderline as far as I hate you, don't leave me. We're very close. We're very close. I love her with all my heart. But for her, it was more important to have a friend than to have a child, and she did not believe in teaching me to be self-sufficient and capable of being, self-sufficient when I got older. She had preferred her baby to be, with a clipped one-winged dove and unable to fly and at home with her than be able to grow up and move out.
Do you know what she suffered from?
Yeah, she suffers from, trauma. Borderline, she's got a problem. I mean, we grew up down south, and she grew up in a foster home. It's a very, very tragic tale, but luckily,
you can say it.
Yeah, I don't mind saying it. I'm just warning you. It's very trauma-filled and tragic, in essence.
I believe it could possibly be educational.
Luckily, all that trauma and tragedy will turn to karma and comedy, because life is about balance. And it's all that sadness is going to be a lot of laughing at the end. Louisiana, that's where Louisiana comes in with the theater. You have the Mardi Gras face of the smiling guy and the crying guy.
Yeah,
they're kind of hand in hand. Well, Eleanor Rigby and Father McKenzie like to keep my face in a jar by the door and try to trade masks, and it's been a very big parade, a Mardi Gras parade for sure.
Okay, what brought you here, Philadelphia?
fleeing domestic violence, I finally grew up and realized that Ms. Munchausen's by proxy, an internet protocol, was capable of surviving and working, and wanted to report my earnings on Social Security and stop the crazy check every month, and allowed myself to report my earnings and admit that I was accountable and capable of working. My mother had a fit. She freaked the fuck out because I wanted to report and be self-sufficient and responsible and not wear the crazy mask anymore. And I had to leave. She was very upset about that. My whole life I was made to believe I was sick, and I wasn't, and I grew up and blew up and started working really well and became successful.
Okay, you say you grew up in your brother's shadow. Your mother treats you a certain way because of it?
Well, she was very depressed and despondent and in a dark, depression her whole life because of my dear departed David, and it pretty much ruled our home in a seasonal depression, is what you call it.
Now, do you believe you suffer from any mental illnesses?
Well, post-traumatic stress disorder for sure.
PTSD.
Yes, definitely PTSD. And we got ADD. We've definitely got the addiction, the addiction, ADD. Definitely addicted to the reading and writing these days and the signs on the wall. I'm so desperate to learn and get caught up and figure out what the fuck went wrong. But what I'm getting at is my brother allegedly drowned 2 weeks after Christmas Day. So every year around Halloween, when the Christmas decorations would start to come out, would be around the time my mother would fall into a deep funk and be very miserable from Halloween until January. So it was very dark because my birthday's in Thanksgiving and it's in between. And it was just very difficult because here's all lies why it's very difficult to deal with now.
I know life was very traumatic for you growing up. It sounds like it.
Yes, but but let me just say she did she did do the best she could. She had her own emotional problems, She didn't have anyone there to teach her or love her or support her. She didn't have anyone to fall back on or to be there for her, and she needed me to do that.
Monica, I didn't get to advise you. It's a pleasure to bump into you out here, and I appreciate you for accepting the interview.
I appreciate you offering it to me because I have wanted to speak up and speak out and be honest on the front of my side of the story, because I don't even know what it is the public has heard or seen or watched from the comfort of your own homes. All I know is that this is where I'm at now, and I'm trying to figure out how to,
Well, you're a great speaker, for one. Curious, what led to you being out here, and what's your current living arrangements?
What led to me being out here was the fact that I had to leave home due to the fact that my mother was not comfortable with me working and wanting to admit to working and getting off of the free $770 a month that the Social Security was offering me as a consolation prize, and $1.20 an hour is what Social Security said I was worth. Basically, I did the math.
Yeah.
And I realized that, I may be crazy, but I'm not lazy. And to accept that I'm only worth $1.20 an hour and 24 hours a day, that's pretty darn low considering how hard I could work and how capable I've learned that I was once I actually put down the crack pipe and started being accountable and responsible and,
You're very smart. I never even broke that down. Never even thought about that. $1.20 an hour.
But that's what it worked out.
That's not nothing to be even,
Well, considered, and what's terrible is that I accepted it for 8 years and didn't realize that that's what the hell I was accepting.
And I believe the cost of living is higher than these SSI checks then.
I did not know that I was capable of being self-sufficient or that I could be responsible and capable. I believed the image that my mom painted for me, that I was sick and needed help and couldn't do this and needed the whole Munchausen's by proxy and internet protocol. It's where a parent will convince a child that she's sick in order to gain the sympathy and the Well, the sympathy and the attention for the sick child, and the, I'm sorry you're doing.
Now you mentioned put the crack pipe down. You had a habit at one point?
Oh, I had, this little rabbit had quite the habit for a long, long time, unfortunately. Yeah, we had a habit, all right. We had a habit of believing whatever Mama said was the gospel. And
you're saying we. What do you mean as far as we?
I mean me and all the people in me. We kind of go back and forth. There's more than just me up here. Y'all know the truth. I'm just now catching up to this shit. It's got an extra up in me. That's just me. That's why I have to ask myself questions out loud just to get any answers, because it's not me talking. I have to hear what the hell they're saying just to catch on.
Sometimes you're alone at that point. You got to talk to yourself and answer yourself.
Well, it's not my own thoughts that are coming through. It's the problem that the walk and talk to Casey. Listen, Casey, see and say, hey, just found this shit out not that long ago, man. I did not know I was the proverbial fucking.
Are you clean off these drug substances, or do you still use?
I don't smoke any of that shit. I smoke marijuana. We love marijuana.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we love marijuana.
Okay, that's legal. It's a legal drug.
It is,
and I believe it keeps you off the harder substances, people say, right?
Yeah, music is my number one. I want to know what the fuck you do with the music. Straight up, I want to know what the hell they do with this little girl.
You say music is your number one?
Drug of choice. It is the most efficient, effective, and and satisfying when it comes to relieving whatever emotional attachments I may be going through.
Yeah.
Whether it be anxiety, depression, frustration, I need to exercise, I need to relax. There's always a playlist out there that will hit the mood, and
you got a favorite song for me that I could jam later on?
Or, I mean, what genre do you want to go there?
No, I want your favorite song.
I know. I'm saying, well, give me a genre, because I have many favorites.
Whatever you like.
I have a lot of favorites. Lots of favorites. Okay. Freedom of choice of song is really what it's all about for me. Just the ability to choose what song I want to hear. Okay.
Well, when you're feeling down, what boosts your spirit?
Sublime. I love Sublime. Back to the band.
Can you say that again for me? I'm over here.
Sublime is really good for that. If I'm trying to boost my spirits, I'll go to Sublime or who else?
What song by them?
Garden Grove is my number one these days, because I did not realize until I was here what went wrong. And throwing roaches in a pot. We should not have been cooking and trying to grow, regrow stuff. And we said to the guys that we were cooking dinner, Monica, they wanted potluck dinner. We brought the stone soup. And
we're in the open air drug market right now, Kensington, Philadelphia. You realize that, right?
Unfortunately, yes, but let me explain to everyone else why we have so many roaches. The problem with the roaches, like the little cockroaches, it's because the word roach has two different meanings. You got the roach that you smoke, and then you got the creepy crawlies. When it's on the compute, we said to the gods, whenever you flick your roach, you said to the gods, when we threw it, it came out, and now we got all these little creepy crawlies. Is that the kind of roaches we wanted to multiply like that? It's a mistake. That's where they went wrong.
As far as roaches, what are you referring to?
I'm talking about the weed roaches is what we wanted to fucking multiply like that.
We're trying to referring to people, or?
No, I'm talking about the little creepy crawlies that like to smoke and fly.
Okay, they're out here. They're out in Kensington a lot.
I'm talking about marijuana roaches, buddy. Like, you smoke a joint, you got a roach left.
All right.
Whenever you flick your roach, you say to the gods.
Oh, to the gods.
We were cooking, man. We were cooking, trying to grow stuff, and it came out wrong, man. Oops. Too many words have too many extra meanings is the problem. Sometimes the signs of the wall, they have different meanings. The word roach, it could be the creepy crawlers or the smokers, and it went wrong. I have a few problems out there with the words of the computer and the fucking time machine. And I was in Kensington and I realized what went wrong with that and the whole throwing period.
Now when I bumped into you, you mentioned a friend is coming out here to get you from South Carolina, right?
My friend Stephanie Holden, yes.
That's great. And how long have you been out Kensington?
I've been Philadelphia. Let's say Philadelphia.
A couple years?
Since March 3rd of 2022. Yeah, that one.
Okay. Okay.
Since March 3rd.
You've been homeless out here.
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, it's best you get up off these streets. Stephanie Holden or Stacy?
Stephanie Holden.
Stephanie Holden.
Yes, she's a very good friend of mine.
Great, sweet woman.
She
come out here and get you off these streets.
She is one hell of a woman. She's positive, she's smart, she doesn't smoke cigarettes, and she has no concept of time, just like me. She's very good at, but the only person I know who can talk as much as me and have no ability to realize what time it is.
Now you know her number by heart, because after this interview, I plan on calling her for you.
I have it written down on my Bible.
That's perfect, and I'm glad you play.
I haven't spoke to her. I mean, until just recently, I hadn't spoke to her since 2015 was the last time I spoke to her. Back when I was so sheltered that our last conversation, that my cat had drug a dead little tiny mouse into the living room, and I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, and had to go outside. The first random man walking over, come get this rat, because I was, sheltered and couldn't simply get rid of the dead rat myself. I look back at it now like, damn, I wish I was still at shelter. I was just like such a girl back then, so well sheltered. You know, little things like that grossed me out and scared me, and I couldn't handle. I missed that.
Now you got well, this train's out. I'm gonna wait.
Yeah. Let me just say, Stephanie's the only person I wanted to see my new guns on my arms, because she had them when we used to live together. She got me running when I had gotten my weight up to 200 pounds where we were in prison, and actually had me running around the track.
200 pounds used to be 200? I
got up to 200 pounds in prison from eating commissary. Yeah. And she had me running like.
How did you end up in prison, Monica?
Well, the first time I ended up in prison was because my parents had me arrested illegally for grand theft of my own car to try to help me, because I was out getting high in the middle of the night. Now I was 19, married, and living on my own.
Would you say it helped?
I will definitely give my kudos to the DOC system, because somebody had to raise my dumb ass, that's for sure. And it kept me preserved, because good Lord, I mean, it was a 15-year span that I was on crack, but luckily, out of those 15 years, I was only outside it for 2. So. Thank God, because that means that really I was only 2 years of crack use, but it was over a 15-year span that I was on this train of did not know how to live without trying to be oblivious, and every dollar in my hand straight to the grave. So I thank
What made you stop smoking crack?
Well, I was tired of the jails, institutions, and death row, and the return to jail and institution.
Right.
And so I went out west. I went out west, and I smoked some pot with a girl in Panama City when I got out of prison. Pot was so good, it came from Colorado, it was recreation.
Okay.
Booked a ticket on the bus without calling anybody, getting their permission, approval, or acceptance. Said, fuck it, I'm going to get that Rocky Mountain High. Went out to Colorado, did not know she did not have a house. I thought I was going to live with her and pay a third of the bills. I was in Louisiana on my way to Colorado, and I found out she lived in a motel and was paying $50 a day. And I was going out to Colorado to live in a motel with her and her boyfriend. And that was not the plan that I thought I had in mind. Point is, the first time and the only time I was homeless before now was out there. It took going out to Colorado and losing an attachment to all material value and possessions, and being 2,000 miles away from my home is what caused me to, become self-sufficient. And when I realized that I was capable of survival and did not have my mom to fall back on, or the people I knew, and was able to do that by myself, it gave me the courage and the strength and the self-love and worth that I needed to, put down some crack pipe and be somebody. When I went home from my period out west, I held my head high in that town that I once walked like a duck up and down up and down like an idiot. And after a consistent amount of time, and people saw that the change was, permanent and not just some fly-by-night, song and dance.
You live in a different part of Philadelphia, right?
Yes.
What brings you out here to Kensington?
One person, let me finish. One person gave me an opportunity to work, and what once I was working, then another person gave me an opportunity. Before I knew it, I was working for 5 different people and doing well and successful. And I mean, that's what it took for me to realize that I was, you know, able to go back to work, and I wanted to admit it and report my taxes and, you know, do the Ticket to Work program.
All right.
That's when my mom freaked out and I had to leave.
What's the plans for when after Stephanie comes down and gets you?
Well, I am going to be in South Carolina, in Travelers Rest, South Carolina. The Blues Girl is going to Travelers Rest, and I'll be able to work on my secondary needs. The primary needs of survival, the shelter, safety, shower, and food will be secure, so I'll be able to work on financial, emotional, and spiritual growth, and get my ducks in order and go hit up the, you know.
Do you find Kensington dangerous?
No, I don't find Kensington dangerous. I find the entire country dangerous if you're geared towards worrying about your 72 average years on life as a human. But the fact that our souls and our essence is here for eternity, and the fact that we're at the end of it, I mean, I don't fear what man can do to me, because I realize that Mother Nature, God, and much bigger picture than what we see right here, right now. This is so short and temporary, as opposed to what is a lot, it's everlasting.
All right.
You know, our souls are here forever.
Last question. Where do you see yourself in the next 6 months?
This White House black market baby's gonna kick in that damn door and paint that house as many colors of the rainbow as I can possibly pull out of Benjamin Moore's paint box, and Huckleberry Finn's gonna, well.
You deserve that. They owe you that one. They owe you that one.
Yeah, they definitely do.
For offering you $1.20 an hour, they owe you that.
Well, they owe this Louisiana Purchase quite a bit.
Yeah.
I need one of them little passes that says, ass, grass, and cash, nobody rides for free. And they made me the nobody. I should not have to pay for a damn thing in this country.
I lied. I got one more question.
Yeah.
What advice would you give the youth out here ripping around the streets, out here following in your footsteps? You know, they just start dibbling, dabbling with drugs. They off on and off the crack pipe. They ain't recovered like you yet, but they out here and they homeless. What advice would you give the youth, the young ones?
The youth, well, advice to the youth is be able to look in the mirror at the end of the day and be okay with yourself. It's not the drugs you're doing. I mean, it's not about what you're doing. It's about how it makes you behave. Mm-hmm. And if you are not comfortable with how you behave, and if you feel as if you have guilt from what you're doing or would not normally do that, it doesn't mean you have to stop doing anything and be a boring, sober, stick in the mud. Find something that works for you, that is productive and positive and gives you side effects that you're comfortable with. You know, if you find yourself at the end of the day feeling guilty, maybe you should find something else to do. You know, I mean, simple as that. But it's not about the drug. It's about how it affects you, how it turns you, and how you treat others. You know. But it's about how you feel with yourself. It's really, it comes down to how you feel with yourself.
Like I said, Monica, my name's ATM Fox. We make these videos for educational purposes only. You've been a wonderful interviewee for me. I like your furry friend, Shady. Oh, no, not Salmon. Shady, Salmon.
This is a PSA, Miss, you know.
She spells it PSA.
LMOND.
Yeah, she spells it that way, guys. Yeah, and it's beautiful. I love her dog. Yeah. We'll post a picture of the dog later. Thank you. You've been a wonderful interviewee for me, and I see you moving on to bigger and better things, Monica.
Thank you very much.
Get out of here. Get out of Kensington. Let's call Stephanie.
Thank you very much.
It's a wrap.
Thank you. Is it a wrap like an ace bandage? And you say, no, folks. But after these messages, we'll be wet back. And now an important word from our sponsors. I'm sick of being a commercial.